Hello, I'm Laura MacPhee, Insight Editor at Pensions Insight and Engaged Investor magazines, and I'm here with Bill Galvin, Chief Executive of the Universities Superannuation Scheme. Very good to have you here, Bill.
Thanks, Laura.
So, you've been in the job for 2 months now, and I was just wondering if you could tell me a little bit about your plans for the coming year.
Well, it's an exciting time at USS. We've recently set up our own in-house asset manager, USS Investment Management, and the development of that in the management of our portfolio of assets, which is approaching 40 billion now, is a really important task for us and something that's well advanced, but we've got a lot more to do to set up the structures and the right focus areas for us to give us the flexibility to deal with the challenges that the scheme will have over the next over the next period. So that's really exciting.
Yes, certainly.
We have a very interesting discussion to engage with our employers on about the risk and solvency framework for the scheme as we go forward and how we respond to some of the current challenges around the economic environment. That's an important discussion that we'll have with the sponsors. We'll be kicking it off shortly, and in the run-up to our valuation next year, we'll be considering how we respond to some of the challenges. We've got a deficit at the moment. It's a pretty volatile deficit. It's moving around quite a bit as we market to market, and we want to talk to our sponsors about how they would like to respond to that in terms of their tolerance for that level of risk. And we also have a program of working with the sector to help them through some of the challenges that they have around automatic enrolment and the delivery of pensions. So we're considering carefully the service we provide to the sector and how we work with them. And of course, continuing to focus on members and how we support members through all of the key life events that they engage with us around. So, important work, and we're really excited about it.
Brilliant. And more generally, what are your expectations for the coming year in pensions?
It's going to be an interesting year in pensions. We've been saying that for years, haven't we?
Yes.
But this year we're going to see the Department for Work and Pensions take forward some of their thoughts around defined ambition, for example, and be interesting to see what kind of shape that takes and what impact it will have on the landscape. The European front continues to move forward, and the holistic balance sheet and the risk that we could get a rigid interpretation of that in the fairly short term, thankfully, has gone off the table. But looking to see what comes out of EIOPA in terms of Pillar 2 and 3 and how the Commission might take the Pillar 1 stuff forward is going to be quite interesting as well. But look, the big thing in pensions next year has got to be the big bunch of employers coming into automatic enrolment around next summer. That's a huge challenge for the industry in terms of capacity, for the distribution channels, for the suppliers, and not least for the employers who have to deal with some pensions issues they haven't dealt with before. So I think everybody's going to be watching that very carefully and seeing how the supply side and the employer side responds.